All right, we are back. I did tweet those things out, of course. Why? Don't know. Well, I'm gonna just shut my window a sec. Supposed to be another warmer day today. Trying to the window open as we can. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did a little work, as you can see, so I finally, hopefully, was able to finally get the UI to work the way I wanted it to. The countdown and then the wave incoming comes on screen 10 seconds, then then the countdown resets, and then the wave will switch. So let's give this a shot. It worked yesterday, so let's see. It still works today. Here we go. Obviously, what I had to do was I actually had to basically delete the thing I already set up. I reset it all up in the hierarchy here. Did some little bit of coding. I went and experimented with the code. So right now we have it set for 2 minutes timer. I felt 3 minutes was a little long, but I think we should probably have it 3 minutes. So I don't know. Right now, 2 minutes I think it feels like a good time, because any longer, you get the wave. If you abduct everybody so quickly, you won't have anything to do. I still have to fix that, the power-ups. We're just wasting time here. But I played it for a little bit yesterday. Definitely have to adjust either get rid of this camera that we're using, or readjust the power, or readjust the player controller script. All those bullets. So the thing is like when I do sound effects, if they're shooting that much, I don't know what kind of sound effects I'm going to use. Obviously, you see there's some buildings around here that need to be adjusted. I mean, like I said, these aren't final. I might use these buildings and make some newer ones or find some other ones. I don't know yet. We'll see. Yeah, we definitely need beam up. All right, so here we go. We're getting close to the see, like, it's hard to get that. That should not be so difficult to get a health pack. We definitely need to adjust that. Although we made a lot of progress on this. We got the abduction thing looking right. Look at that. That looks, I'm happy with that. Definitely would be nice to get a shader, a dissolve while they're like disappearing, but that's perfect. There goes wave incoming. It should go for 10 seconds. And then it should clear out. And then we're back to the countdown. It works. It took me a couple hours to figure that out. So we got it to work, finally. But yeah, we're gonna die. We have to do a game over screen. We'll get all that. I better put that in my notes. Screen. Fix. Need to fix the power-ups. Fix power-up spawning. I should just get a Trello board or something, but I'm weird in that way. I'm like this techie person, but I prefer write on paper. I don't know what that is all about, but that's just something I do. Yeah, we're getting a little late start today. I had to make a couple phone calls and busy, life stuff, busy stuff. All is good. So I'm so excited about that. Like, it's starting to come together. It really is. So what I was thinking about, what we could work on, we do have to do player abilities, the power-up system, how that's going to work. I still kind of need to think through that. I think what I got right here works. Obviously we need to fix, I like the font. I don't know about the color. And I don't know it goes with the theme. Like, the green would be kind of cool, but we tried that green. It'd be cool if I could get like a good color, and then I tried doing the glow around these. Just didn't look right. But like I said, that right now we don't need to worry about. We just need the function, and it all functions correctly. The counter's working, the countdown clock's working, the wave incoming's coming in at 10 seconds. We could adjust that to maybe 5 seconds. I think 10 seconds might be a little long, but my reasoning behind that, I mean, obviously we can always adjust this stuff. Let me see, can I adjust that? Oh, right here. Yep, 10 seconds. So we can adjust that right there. Perfect. My reason is because like if you're, going around and trying to abduct people, like, you might not be paying attention. And if you just like see something flashing and you look up, okay, now I know the next wave's coming. I think that's but like I said, we can adjust it. We can make it, 8 seconds. We can make it 5. Hopefully it won't break everything. But let's take a look at the code. So one thing I will say is I've been using, I kind of switched over to Gemini. I really like Gemini. I'm really starting to like it because and I'll tell you why I like Gemini a little bit better than ChatGPT right now for what I'm doing, because Gemini actually explains the why. Why are we doing this? ChatGPT really doesn't do that. Like this gives you a great analysis and explains, hey, we changed this code to do this. And for someone like me trying to learn, it makes me understand a little better. And there was one thing that happened yesterday that I did by experimenting. I was like, you know what? Something's just not making sense here in this code. Let's try this. And as you can see, I left it in. I commented these things out. These were in here from ChatGPT and Gemini saying we need this. Well, I took those out. Once I took those out, the counter, everything worked perfectly. So these were being the problem. I'm going to keep them there just in case. But that was something that I experimented with, and I felt pretty proud of myself. It's like, I'm just going to take these out. Because I started logically thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute, why are we doing this, and why are we waiting for 8 seconds? And then so this is the code we had to add. Yeah, right here. This timer 0. This wasn't in there. And after troubleshooting, after going through this, as you can see, going through Gemini, I was like, well, what about this? What about that? We narrowed it down and we got it to there. So this is working as expected so far. But like I said, this right here was something I did and I kind of learned from. So slowly I'm learning. Also, another thing is like when I put this code in there to check, they never include this spawn initial wave. So I took it out to see, oh, maybe we don't need that. Well, no, we do need that because that's what spawns the enemies up. So yeah, we're like the logic behind this code, like I'm saying, where would it go? The wave loop here, it's starting to make sense, like how this is working inside the game. I'm starting to connect it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, this block here controls this. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to connect things, as one should. Like right here. This is the first. So the countdown begins. We go through this. It will go down. The timer will reset, and then the warning duration comes up. Okay, then it will go into the second phase. And then that does that. Update that. Goes, clears, timer resets, and then we spawn the new wave. So yeah, very proud about that. All right. So with that being said, so we can adjust that. I forgot that we did create that within the spawner. And we can change the pulse effect. We can change everything. We adjusted this. So like I said, I did have this at 180. I just feel like I think 3 minutes is going to be a good time, but we'll I just did 2 for right now. Like I said, we'll lock that in, see what feels right. And right now we're only spawning 50 enemies. We could try 100 and see what that does. But I'm just saying, it's like 3 minutes is a long time. And if we're just abducting people, like there needs to be more like going on. So that's kind of what I need to think through. So yeah, let's actually let me look at the design doc real quick. Yeah, I was like looking for like to see if there was any like alien. I'm thinking I might pick this one up. Oh, here's a free one. And this could be like the spaceship that we use for the crash. I don't know. We'll see. I was just looking to see what there was already existing on the these are pretty cool too. To see if there was any alien like cool looking aliens, but like I said, that one that I created in Meshi, where is it? Okay. Yeah, this guy. This is pretty cool. Obviously, I would want to, you know, fix it a little bit, but I think that's cool. It needs to be a little taller though. But I'm thinking we might need to move into Blender this week. I don't know yet for sure. Yeah, I wanted to look at the my doc here. Just wanted to check something. Okay, so the player controls the alien while attacks and abilities. So that was the initial kind of thought of the game, and I kind of changed that. So what I changed was the initial thing was, yeah, it was just you're going to be a player alien killing humans. Like, okay, well that's okay, that's kind of cool. But then that's when I changed it to the abduction thing. I was like, no, what about if we just abducted humans? And that's our goal. So it kind of changes a little bit. And so I thought of that as I was building. Because initially when I first built the game, that's what it was. It was just shooting all the time. I had an idea. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to pull up my notes real quick. I jot down an idea last night. So I was watching a couple videos, and this idea I got was so I was looking at some shader videos to kind of learn how to shade or more. Like still, like I said, that's for me. That's gonna be a long road. But I saw this one tutorial was like a cool shader. It was like kind of looked like a bubble kind of thing. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool if we did like a abduction gun with like a shader like that, and it would abduct them. And I was thinking about like, ooh, maybe we can get a special weapon drop that would make it easier for you to, like if you get the XP or something, it will drop in a certain wave or something. I'm just trying to think of ways to, make this interesting. That's the hard part now. I think all the systems are in. Now it's like, how do we make this fun? For me, like that's kind of where it is. Because right now, the player control, like that camera system, I don't really enjoy it. It makes it not fun. So character progression, that's a thing we have to work on. So that's what I was saying. Maybe if we got enough a level that weapon or the abduction gun would unlock or something, and it can maybe like abduct 2 or 3 humans at once or something. It's something like that. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about. But yeah, now that I got my gaming computer in my office, it's like I can start playing games again. We this weekend, me and a couple friends, if Josh is watching, we played Baldur's Gate for the first time, which was pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting game. A big learning curve for us, but we had fun. I think we only got to the pro. We didn't even get to the prologue yet, and we were like 2.5 hours, 3 hours in. But it was pretty cool. And then yesterday I started playing was it Black Myth Wukong? Like I've been wanting to play that game for a while. I bought it when I think it came out, and it's just been sitting there. There's like a couple games that I need to finally get to. I have Jedi Survivor yet still. I played through the first game, which I liked. Really cool. Jedi Survivor. I'm looking forward to playing that. Um, Final Fantasy remake. Still haven't played that. The Last of Us Part 1, I still have to finish that. So I was thinking, there might be some days that we play some games. Maybe on the weekend we play a game or something. We'll see. Kind of mix it up. Starting weapon. Okay, weapon upgrades. Ray gun. Yeah, so this is kind of more. So this design doc is a little kind of outdated now. This would be cool, a tractor beam. This would be cool too. Sonic disruptor. We could stun a big crowd, so then you can go and abduct them. Make it kind of interesting. Because like the way we have it, I mean, I adjusted some of these multipliers here, and it's definitely gotten harder. Like the enemies are harder, so we can always fluctuate that. And obviously, the waves, each wave that comes are supposed to get harder and harder and harder. So these weapons might not be for like wave 1, 2, or 3, but eventually you're gonna need these. Okay. Progression. Here we go. So level up choices, new weapons, weapon upgrades, stat increase. That would be cool too. Stat increases. This is a lot of work, man. The character progression, that's going to be a lot of work. I have a feeling. And it's probably going to break a bunch of stuff too. Cool. So we got a lot to work on still. And then our boss enemies, we need to do that as well. And then we'll have to work on the human weapons too, like different weapons do different damages. Because right now it's just kind of a across the board. Okay. That in my notes. Game over screen. We'll have to think through that. I'm thinking like we should go like old school, like arcadey Nintendo kind of thing. That'd be hilarious. Please insert coins to play again. But we can modernize it for the new day. Please insert debit card. That's a cool idea. I actually like that. That'd be hilarious. But this is the 50, so it would be coins. But anyway, we don't need to. We don't need to get that technical, I guess. Please insert debit card. Please input your social security number with a debit card. Thank you. Play again. All right. So, okay, I wanted to work. I gotta fix one of these buildings. I think it was the. Oh. And then we got to work on the power ups. So we should probably do that. Figure out what's going on there. It's this one over here. There we go. Okay. I think there was one more. Oh, I think the rest, the convenience store is 3. All right. Oh, also, I was trying to find some cool tutorials for grass. I think if we put real grass here, obviously we're gonna have to vary lengths, but like, you know, and obviously down here the grass won't be as long, but like out here, I think that will add so much more. And from what I've seen or gathered from a couple of tutorials, like it shouldn't take long, just like the mountains. Also, what I was thinking is kind of okay. Well, how should I word this? Instead of having this big of a map, let's just focus on this little city right here. And what we can do, build a couple more streets, maybe put a couple houses around, and that's it. Like, let's just have the main game area, the city. So what we could do is we could adjust this a little bit more. We could move this city farther from the mountain, so we could move it around here even. And then obviously we're going to put a boundary around, and then we could just kind of decorate stuff around it, maybe put more mountains. I'm thinking more mountains or hills or something, and kind of make it its own little secluded area. We'll have to think through that, but that's kind of what I'm going for. I think if we put maybe another mountain this way, maybe a mountain this way, put some little hills up here, maybe put a body of water, some grass, maybe put these are farm out here. But the player's not going to go out there. We're kind of going to keep them contained in this area here. I think that will work just fine. We don't need to build out this huge level. I don't think that would be as fun. You know, if we keep the chaos kind of in like a battle royal, you know what I mean? Like it's a small, like kind of like think of like a wrestling ring or something. It's like it's just like the chaos is, you know, encaged in this small little area. So that makes it harder once the waves start getting up, and if you don't abduct them, you get too many there. It gets harder. So I think the smaller the better. This would just be too much, I think. We need to think through that. I need to make this a little smaller. I'm just afraid if I do that, we'll lose the mountains. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe doing a couple more, building just this out a little bit, and then maybe putting some houses around, making a little neighborhoods around it. And then obviously we can look on the asset store. Maybe we could put like a military base or so. You know what I mean? Like we can get creative with that, but I don't want to get down that rabbit hole. Let's see with the power ups. This is the problem. I get too many ideas at once, and then I shut down. Okay. The rejection. I noticed like when you apply on jobs, you get rejections on Fridays and through the weekend and then Monday. So it's like automated. Okay, power up spawner. What's going on? Look at the spawn points. Where's that at? It's right there. So maybe is that up or up there? Okay, that one's, let's try that. Other one's there. Guess we could try to reset. Actually gonna name it. Look at the prefabs here. Power up ray gun. Where is this one at? Right, so we might need to, because I noticed like what's happening is maybe these don't need a rigid bot. No, because my health packs do. They have a rigid bot. Okay, Is chromatic is on. Okay, we gotta make sure that's on. No, it's not. It's using gravity. That's what it is. Okay. We found it out. This isn't set up right. Yep. Has to be this. Now they should be good. We're using gravity, so it's falling to the map. Duh. Should have thought of that in a second. Well, we really didn't. I really didn't pay attention to these. Okay, so wait a minute. Power up item. Factor beam. So we built these. Okay, we did build these. Oh, these are the trees that we're not using. Okay. So that's the bullet we're using that I created. All right. It's coming together. I mean, it really is. It's blowing me away how much progress we've made, but there's still a lot of progress that we need to do. And it's kind of like overwhelming a little bit. Okay, let's see if they spawn. Okay, let's see if they spawn now. See how that works. I got ink all over myself. Pen. These pens. I love these pens, but splatter ink, man. Yeah, see, like I'm holding W to go left, like I have to go that way. If I'm holding W and go left, it does that. Goes right, which is great. But then when you hit down, it stops. Okay, cool. Power up is there. Now, can we get the power up? But see, yeah, we can't. Okay. Looks like we have to adjust some of the code here with these beams. Well, at least it's not falling through the floor, so that's good. Where's the other one, though? It's probably because we need to set something up for that. I think the other one's over here. Okay, there's that one. Okay, cool. They're spawning. All right, well, we fixed the spawn. See, even look at this. Even now, like, okay, yeah, we're going to have to adjust that. We're getting sucked up into that portal as well. I'm going to die here. See, this is where it gets, I have to hold down and I'm hitting A to do that. Now, if I go like that, just A, it goes like that. I don't like that. So we're going to have to adjust the, cool, wave incoming. Right? Yeah, okay, we're not picking it up. All right, our counter worked. We're in wave 2. I think we still have to adjust some of the logic of the enemies too. Because if you notice, like, they don't come at you. Well, I guess they do sort of. Yeah, I guess they do kind of come at you. All right, so we have to adjust the power up. It's probably the. Hopefully, there might not be is triggered. That might be why. Jeez, look at all these people. It definitely gets harder. And especially with these player controllers right now, it's ideal. See, I love how the power-ups are glowing like that. Obviously, these aren't final, but that's kind of what I'm going to go for. Need to adjust the shader on that beam. I think the beam looks cool, actually. I think We just need to figure out why it's pushing us like that. Jesus, we're gonna die. Okay, we did. Cool. All right, now we gotta find out why is triggered is. Oh, we have two. Eh. We have two colliders on this. So that might be. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That might be the issue. I think I better get ink on my. Okay. What I need to do. It's gonna be so cool once we get City Hall built. There we go. That's way too big for what we're going for. See, there might be city packs in here we could utilize. I mean, some of these are really expensive. Just like I said, if that would work. You know, it's just a problem if we're going for a 50s aesthetic. I guess it doesn't matter really. But I really want to stick to that. I want to be specific to the genre. That's actually pretty cool. That one actually might be pretty. This actually looks a really cool pack. I'm gonna favor this. Can't buy it right now. Let's put that on our list. Oh, this person got some really cool stuff. Cool. So yeah, maybe all this stuff we could find. You know, buildings are buildings. I mean, yeah, the dressing looks, as long as it's not too modern of a building, but most cities, you know, have older buildings, so it's fine. This is all make believe anyway, so nobody really cares. Um, cool. All right. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab some tea, as always, as I do. I gotta wash my hands. I gotta get this ink off. Get it all over my face. So I'll be right back. Oh. I think if we get the grass going, get some trees in here. As I said, we just need to. That's not really important right now, but I gotta test the power ups when we come back. We'll test that power up. I think what was the problem was we had too many box colliders on it. But yeah, what I had to do for this UI is basically recreate this wave text. I actually had to build a canvas in here and then put these in here, and everything started working. And then we just had to add them into the spawner. Oh, good after getting that. All right, we'll be right back. Let me go fill up my water too. right, we're back. Okay. Fix the power-ups. Grab a different pin. Yeah. Well, we gotta test it real quick. Fix it. Like, get rid of those debugs. Keep them in. I think the power-up's over here. One of them. Nope, I still don't think it worked. That's a different one. That's right, I have them spawning randomly. This player controller. I think it's I don't think it's the controls, I think it's the camera. Is that too high? That might be too high. I'm not spawning any other ones yet. We gotta fix that. Jesus. Whoa. So basically the controls are W is not like necessarily forward. It's kind of like north, south, east, west, basically. Yeah, that's not very intuitive. See, like, that's all you have to really do. But, like, as you notice, like, as the waves get harder, we'll adjust some of that, but, like, you get pellet with bullets, like, pretty quickly. And, like, you don't last very long. Look at that. All right, now we're spawning these ones. Okay, there we go. Oh, we did get it. I think we did get it. It's just too high. Those ones are too high. Nope, we didn't get that one. So we're not picking those up. Nope. Okay. We have to look at the power-up script. Oh, actually, do we even have those on? We don't. That's why. We don't have any script on those. Yeah. That's probably one. Okay. I don't think we actually finished it now that I think about it. Yeah, we didn't finish it. We just built the spawner. That's right. That's right. And we were using ChatGPT. I don't remember. Well, no, it's this one here, player power up. Speed boost. That's right. We were going to do a speed boost. Okay. What's some other ones? And I think those, yeah, these are player power up. I think that one's just a player power up. And then these were tractor beam. Okay, so these are like for further. Okay. Okay, so let's work on the player power up. What is this power up? So we have power up, player power up. I think I was working on something else. Okay, what's the same thing? All right. They're like the same thing. And this one's more fleshed out than this. Oh, okay. Well, let's just work on player power up. Attach that script to it. Boom. Movements. Mismatch. Doesn't work. Player movement script. That's it. Oh, maybe because it just says movement script. Let's try changing this variable real quick. We're going to experiment here. Yeah, movement script. So I think it's public. Well, we could do private. Public. I just want to see if this works. Movement. And say player movement script. Oh, player. I don't even know if this is correct. You know, this whole like, I think a lot of people are not aware of the change that's happening with tech and AI and coding. Like, yeah, you need to know how to code, but dude, I think I don't think this is gonna be a weird thing to say. I think coding is going to change. I think it's going to be more anybody can code, just like I'm doing it. You have an idea, you throw it into the prompt, and it will code for you. I honestly believe we're headed that way. It sucks, but it's also cool because now Um, it's happening all over. AI is killing. It's not killing things. It's changing the way we do things. Music. It can already write songs. You just prop in, I want a 1990s Pearl Jam S Nirvana song. Boom, it's done. 30 seconds. It's got it. Does it sound good? I don't know. I mean, I've heard some stuff that's pretty catchy, but I'm a musician. I write music, so I can hear it. I can hear it. Just like a coder that knows code would know if AI wrote code or if a human wrote the code other than AI. We get that because you're an expert. But at the end of the day, is your every average day person going to tell the difference? No. Like when we get to that point where images are close, video is looking good. When you're, a non-musician or somebody that doesn't really care, they just like music for music, can't tell the difference, the game's over. I mean, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. Just like this game, nobody cares when they're playing it, how the hell it was coded, how it was built. Nobody cares. And that's the problem. I think, it affects people like me as a musician, as a writer of music. It's like that, AI does kind of bother me, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it. It's technology, dude. Like the internet came along, killed malls, killed this, streaming, killed movies. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to accept it, learn, and use the new tools. I mean, that's okay. Anyway, it's just it's just like this battle. It's like, oh, because you vibe, like they call it vibe coding. It's like, who cares? It's like we always have to label stuff. It's like at the end of the day, if this gives people more opportunities to create things that solve problems that help people, I'm all for it. I mean, if that was the roadblock, was because the code couldn't get this person's idea out. Okay, what do we got here? Um, at the end of the day, nobody cares how it was built. You know. All right, let's test this. See if that works. Oh, actually, I gotta. Here's the test. Player movement. Not working. Yeah, now they're talking. I'm watching Prime. The Prime Agent, what is his name? Prime Agent, and they're talking about vibe code and stuff. And he's like, "Well, I don't. It's that thing that I said about. It's the calculator thing. Like, oh yeah, you can do math, but when's the last time you actually went on paper and wrote math down? You don't. You use a calculator. Period. End of story. Move on. That's what coding's going to be. Yeah, you know how to code. You're going to know how to have to debug and all. I mean, I get that. Trust me, I get that. But at the end of the day, it's like nobody sits down and does math without a calculator. It's right on your phone, and nobody feels wrong about it. They're just like, oh yeah, well it's easier, it's quicker. Just that's the world we live in. I get the pushback. I get like, oh well, then you're not a coder. Oh, you're not. It's like you're just hurt because you spent all this time learning something, and now somebody that doesn't know what they're doing can do it just as quick and efficient as you, if not faster, and maybe better. I get that. I get that. It sucks, but the world doesn't care. That's the difference. All right. I think it's just player movement. Let's just try player movement, not script. But that's the thing. That's the hard thing to accept. Is just like nobody cares. Nobody cares how you feel. Nobody cares how your opinions. This thing is happening, and it's happening, and it's the cat's out of the bag, man. I watched this interview of one of the guys that was kind of the forefront of AI, and he said when he got a Nobel Prize for machine learning, like in the 70s or something, for all his work that he did in machine learning. He just got it. He said then he's like, he didn't think in 40 years we'd be where we are today with AI. And he was like, 10 years ago, I didn't even think we would be where we are. And he's scared of, not scared, he's just like, it needs to be regulated. And, it's it's already happened, there's nothing we can do. And like, he can't believe how fast we've gotten. And it's wild. All right, let's see if this works now. Got to update here. The prime agent, that's it. Prime agent. Prime, basically, we're just called. Okay, let's add that now. Oh. I don't know why that's there. Well, I know why it's there. It's because we're calling the player movement to adjust the boosted speed. So I get it now. But shouldn't we? Yeah, we gotta do something about this. This is what it is, I think. Face movement direction. Yeah, this is what it is. We don't want that. We need to rewrite this. Because I think initially when I created the game, it was going to be a isometric kind of top down, which makes sense. Now that we're 3D and we have the camera straight on, this doesn't work. For what we were, the initial, like I said, the game kind of changed from its initial conception. It was just going to be like a vampire survivors, alien killing humans. Like that's what it was going to be at first. And then I was like, yeah, here we go. Go Horizon input. Yeah, this is it right here. It's all this. Okay. Well, let's do this. I know I'm cheating, but I don't care. Oops. Yeah, I'm the prime example of all this AI stuff. Like, I think it's lovely because it gives me the ability to build this stuff, this idea I have. I couldn't do this without this. But I can see how people are like, well, I spent so much time learning how to C# and code and do all this stuff. I get it. I get it. Control, I think we could set up in Unity. Like if I took the route of learning coding and spending all the time doing all that stuff, I don't think I'd be as far along in the game. Maybe, I don't know. It's just like I'm one of those people. I just learn by doing things, breaking stuff, doing it, just putting myself in there and doing it. Like that's the only way you can. I mean, for me, that's the only way I can learn. Yes, I'm cheating, but after I do this so many times, after I start seeing the same crap over and over and over again, I just start connecting the dots. Just like I said yesterday, I was working on that UI of the wave alerts, and I was like, something's not jiving here. And then I started looking through the code, and I'm like, yeah, right there, that doesn't seem like it would make sense. So I took it out. Boom, it worked. And I'm like, there we go. I learned something. Right, the current script moves the player. Yep, exactly. Okay. Now, let's look at this code and figure out why it's doing why. I mean, I already did right there. This is what's doing the controls that I can't stand. It's floating, move X, and this. So you're moving on the X axis. The Z, we're using A and D, or left and right arrows, I guess. Okay, so we can do that, which makes sense. And this face movement direction. This made sense on an isometric view, but now that we're 3D, player script just doesn't really work. So now that we implement this, it's probably going to break a bunch of stuff. See, this is what I like about Gemini. It explains everything. Yes, you're correct. Okay, great thing. Okay, here's how it. Then you go here. Here's what we change. How the script, and it tells you. And I like how it points out, exactly what we're doing. It kind of gives you the the reasoning behind it, and then you start to understand. And you start. For me, this helps me connect the dots. And then it tells you how to use. It's just like the instructions a lot cleaner to me than ChatGPT at this point. ChatGPT is good in some areas. I mean, but I've been trying Gemini now. I'm actually trying trying it for 1 month. The paid version. I pay for ChatGPT just because. All right, so we got pleb. Okay, that's the same. Okay, so we have to assign the camera transform. So this is where it might get a little hairy with that camera stuff. Okay. Okay, yep. So basically what we're adding is this transform camera, and then in our start method, our rigid bodies there, we're checking the camera, doing a debug. All right. Okay. So this, I don't know if this is exactly what I want though. This is based on the camera. I could try it. Linux. Okay. I'm gonna queue up, find that tutorial on the grass. We'll do that.
It's 12 o'clock.
I'm just debating. Because I got a feeling if we change this player movement script, we're gonna freaking spend all our time. I don't know. I just want to get this tutorial ready. Tutorial is 40 minutes long. Jesus. All right. The transform we're calling. Yeah. The thing is, I'm a little worried about that camera transform. Like we are right now with this power up and this player movement. It's not accepting my player movement. Player power up. Player movement, player movement. Thinking this is wrong. Okay. Update. But we're still doing that though. We're doing, instead of movement, vector 3 makes, I know what that is. Instead of movement, it's input direction. So whatever input you're putting. Do vector 3, move x, 0, move z, dot normal. Okay. Now we're doing... So it's going to keep some of the same principles here, looks like. We're focusing more on the camera. Let's just see how this works. So if the camera, okay, if camera is, I know those x, let's get those all confused. I know greater than, less than, equal to, that's... Okay, so this, then, but flatten to the ground plane. Okay, this is interesting. I think, I have a feeling we're gonna do something here we don't want to do. We're gonna break something. I just have a feeling this is gonna... spend more time something I don't want to do, but whatever. I love the art. Just listening to conversations they're having about Windows and like, dude, I remember those arguments like, oh, dude, like, you know, I'm a Mac, prefer Mac. I use Windows. I mean, I've probably used Windows longer than a Mac. First started on Windows. But it's just like I just love how people get so passionate about, well, Windows is so much better. This is, it's like, who cares? It's like, whatever works, man. Use what works for you. Like, I'm used to it because, like I said, ever since I switched to being a Mac guy, and I switched to being Mac back when being Mac wasn't as cool as it is now. Like, now you see Macs everywhere, dude. When I had a Mac, like, very rarely people would use a Mac. So I was like right before it became cool. The reason I switched to a Mac is because of Windows Vista. And if anybody remembers Windows Vista, you remember. Oh, ugh, what a nightmare that was. And for me, like, I just got to that point where it's like, I don't want to fiddle with my computer. I just want to, it's a tool at the end of the day. I just want to create, want to build, want to do things. I don't want to sit here and have to troubleshoot all day about what's going wrong. You get to a certain point in life where that, you know, that becomes more more valuable than, oh, look at, I can, whatever, I can do this and break this, and yeah, those days are over for me. But each is their own. Some people love that. Power to them. To me, it's like I love a Mac because like I forget I'm even using a computer, and it lets me do what I want to do. Create music without being so, you know. Windows has gotten better. I will say that. I do like. I think I'm using 11 or 12. Once I went to 10, 10 was pretty good. I liked 10. Windows 7, 7 was all right. I remember. But I've always had to use Windows because I use it for, when I work and jobs, and so it's just kind of one of those things I never really got away from it. But I like tried to go back. I mean, I really did, because when I built that PC, well, I built one right before that. In 2018 was my first gaming PC I ever built. And it was crazy. It's like I never built a computer before until 2018. Um, and it was cool. So I was always on Windows, I always have a Mac. And I'm like one of those guys. It's like I have Windows and a PC. And it's like I know on Mac you can use like parallels, and it's just a nightmare. It just doesn't work. But back in the day when Mac, you could what was it called? Not parallels. It was called Boot Camp. So you could boot camp into Windows, and I always had that installed because there's certain programs and things that I would need to use that was Windows, and that was cool. I used to do that all the time. Like I said, I just use what I need to use to get what I want to get done. All right, well, this is done. Read this, figure out what's going on. But it's like anything, because like you get anything that has a community or has a thing, everybody thinks their stuff's better than it. Like in guitars, the same thing. It's like, oh, well, these guitars are better than this. It's like, dude, just use the guitar that works for you. I guess I kind of got into that a little bit, like early in my YouTube, when I used to do YouTube videos. Just becoming a Mac guy, I used to do tech videos, and I probably, yeah, I would lean more into Mac. But that would just because kind of had to. And plus I was younger. You learn these things. All right. Okay. I don't want to play this, but we got to play this to see how this is affected. Update. I just give props to these people that started YouTube like long time ago that are still doing it, man. Like, and to still be kind of relevant, after, because YouTube's changed so much. Like I started doing YouTube. The first time I like really got into YouTube and creating was probably 2006 or 7. And back then it was like it was the wild, wild west, man. It was like different and nowhere near, like you couldn't make money, for you to be invited, and we're not moving. Wait. Game even playing? There it goes. Nope. Okay. It broke. What I thought was gonna happen. Yep, we can't move. All right, so we ruined it. All right. What I thought was going to happen. Have review. I think I know what the issue is. Does not move. I think it's in here. It's this. We changed this here. We changed it from, I think it was movement. Now it's a vector 3. Oh, camera. That's right. We didn't set the camera. Right there. So this, God, this is where it's going to get interesting. We do this camera or do we do this camera? Try this. You know, and it was funny, like the phones became like Windows versus PC or Mac versus PC. The phones did. I remember when the first Android came out, and I had an Android phone. Had I just prefer. I'm okay. We're moving. Whoa, that's not cool. Well, we're getting there. It's better, but so now we go in circles. Okay. It's a little better. So I'm holding W, which is what it should work. And then we hit left and right, yes. But when we hit S, that happens. So, and then if you hold down the key, it goes in circles. We're getting there, but the controls feel much better than they did before. Like I can move a lot better, but we need to fine tune it. Can I? No, we still don't grab those. This abduction thing is starting to get annoying. Okay. Let's look at the troubleshooting. I look in the input manager. I need to get my Xbox, one of my Xbox controllers hooked up to my Mac here. I also, so on my PC, I installed Unreal. I'm gonna keep it separate. I'll like do all my experimentation over there. Just keep Unity on here. Plus, you know, I only have a limited amount of space on the Mac as far as hard drive space. We actually need to control the mouse. I kind of want it like I would think like if you move mouse left and okay. We need to revamp the whole. Um, can't. Here we go. We can change some of these settings. Opacity. Right, let's adjust this a little bit. Beam height. Whoop. Beam height. Keep that. I think that's fine. Beam radius. On 0. Try that. See what that does. Oh, that's that thing. Okay, I remember what that is. What does 1 do? Let's see what this does. I'm trying to figure out where we can make it where we just go through it, and we got a mesh collider. Whoa. I like the color, but it needs to be more transparent. What that does. Yeah, see, the controls are getting them better. We just need to fine tune them. Yeah, this is still, okay, that's still not good enough. Let's try 0.1. Oh, we're getting there. The problem is that beam thing. Not gonna work either. Inner glow. I don't remember what the opacity was, but we gotta get rid of that. See, I like the colors. It's just the problem is it needs to be more. See what that does. We lost our color. Don't remember what this was. Fall off power. We just need to like randomly just what these things do. Okay, so we got the blue back. Problem is it needs to be a little more see-through. Okay, that's getting there, but that's still, but it's blue. It needs to be like a white. All right, let's just see what those go back to. Oh, crap. I don't remember what the settings were. Oh, well, let's see if that went back to the default. Should have wrote those down. I don't think it did. What did we change? We changed something. Yep. All right. Let's see. Got to remember which one we changed. This one. I think that was 0. Crap. I have to go on the stream real quick and go back, see what that was. I don't remember what. That's not working. We don't want that. The color's cool. Like, I like the color. I would just like it see-through. That's all. And when you hit 0, it goes dark. Let me see if I can get my. Yeah, see, now it's dark. We don't want that either. Can't remember what setting it was that I changed. Oh, that's okay. That's that. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting back. Oh, we need to test that a little bit better here. Okay, so glow start, inner glow. We got 0.1. Okay. That we like, but that blue. It'd be nice if that blue was all around. Let's adjust this real quick. See what happens. If we die. Okay, we're getting closer. Okay. That's not bad. Okay, well, I don't know if I like that either. So now I move too much. Like, need to fine tune this. I like the white. See that blue? We can. Radio fallout power. What's this do? Change that to 5. See what that does. Experiment. We're getting some collisions there. Don't like that. That was 10. Radius. Okay, so I don't like that. So it's these we have to adjust. What does this do if I hit these at 0? Okay. That? God, we gotta figure that out because we're shaking. So what would be cool if we had the white in the middle, and then the blue, like this is white, and then the blue is out on the sides. I think that would be cooler. So I think we need to adjust the actual shader. Jesus, we gotta work on that. But that outer side, see what that does. Oops. All right, that's a little bit better. Try what that does. The radius. Too much. But I like that. Now, if it was more transparent, it'd be cool. So let's try 0. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we need to get... Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Getting closer. We're getting closer. All right, we're getting close. We gotta adjust this, I think. Okay, that's cool. That do. No. I see that it's too much blue. Okay. All right. I'm gonna look on my. Can I? Can't. Damn it. I'm just seeing if I can see on the old screens that we did. If I like have those settings up. Oh man, my camera's blocking it. I think. Damn it. We're not gonna be able to see those settings anyway. Well, that's not good. So we're gonna have to just adjust it until we get to what we like. I don't like that beam in the middle. That's the one we gotta find out. I think the beam radius was 1. Yeah. What's 0? Okay, there's that. Inner glow. Try that. Inner glow start 1 1. Fall off power I think was 10. Beam height was 1. Okay, let's try that and see what that does. And then we'll go back to working on that player movement. It's getting there, we just need to fine tune it. That'll work for now. I think that's what we had, something similar to that. We can adjust that blue a little. That works. That works. I mean, I like the blue. I think we'll have to adjust the shader a little. But for now, that worked. Let me check the opacity, see what that does. If we still have that white, we don't get anything else. That's good. I think that's good. The beam radius, maybe we'll do a 0.5. Let's try that, see what that does. Well, that's cool. That's how we get that thing. Okay. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Okay. That beam radius, to get that thing, man, that's gonna be, we're really gonna have to fine tune that. That's kind of cool. But it's just like, it looks cool from there, but it doesn't look cool all around. Which is what we kind of want. Alright, so let's just do that with 0 for now. And we'll just leave it like that. That's fine. We're gonna have to work on that, but I think that's all off power. That's good for now. Alright. Have the restroom real quick and be right back. All right. Okay, player movement. I think it's this here, camera. Camera. Take a look at the camera setting. Probably it's Cinema Machine. Try that. Ooh. Should be horizontal, right? Try that. Dude, it's supposed to be warmer today. It's like freezing cold. Well, it says it's 67. I have my window like cracked, and it's like the wind coming in here is like not working. That didn't do anything. Right. Okay. I almost need my jacket on for right now. Jeez. It's like we're at that point right now where it's like in the mornings, it's not morning now, but it's like the morning is still cold, and then by the afternoon it gets warm. How it is. Sorry, I always gotta monitor my email just in case something important comes through. I'm expecting a phone call. I had to call this thing this morning, and I had like a 4-hour wait. It's like, okay, so supposed to call me back hopefully today. Uh, Cleaning up my. But I knew going into changing this player movement script was going to screw everything up. But at least we're getting there. So input manager check. Go to edit. Okay, we did that. Carefully examine the horizontal and vertical. Edit. Didn't check that. Input manager. Yep. A, B. I don't think these would change because I didn't do anything. That looks fine. So the positive button for her set the D or right. Yeah, they were. I think I think this is a camera issue. Actually, what we can try this camera. See what it does. Still shakes. That didn't matter with the camera. Okay, player spinning. It happens when movement vector becomes very small. Okay, so we have to go back into the input dead zone. Ah. Oh, well, it's already set. 001. Or 01. Let's try that. Let's add this script. Spell. Huh. That looks good. It's still gonna do what it does, but I knew I shouldn't have rewrote it, but we gotta fix it. It was hindering gameplay for me. Without making it fun. Hmm. I got distracted. Oh, that's right. We have this dissolve shader on. Okay. That's this here. All right, it's going back, but something. I think it's colliding with the camera. I think that's what it is. I think I know. Remember, there's a setting. Got to remember where it's at. think this is. Oh, I think it's the Cinemachine camera, the way it's set up, because we set it up as that ortho view, not really a third person. If that makes any sense. It's just going to keep forward. It's not going to spin back. Yeah, that didn't do it. Yes. Oh, that'll be interesting. What's that doing? What is that? Okay, we don't want that. When you start messing with stuff, can't change that. I think it's the way my camera's all set up.
It's 1 o'clock.
I think it's hard coded. I mean, we're getting. I mean, it's a lot better, but it's just like it's. We don't need it to move so excessive, but we do need it to go down. But I think the camera needs to flip. That's when you go backward. That's what the issue. The camera should go flip kind of thing. And it's stuck, because of the way that we initially built the game. All right. See, this would rotate. Let's just see what this stuff does. We'll find it. I mean, eventually we'll stumble on something. See, that's what it's doing. It's like rotating around and around and around. Hard look at. I think that would. I just want to get. I want to use Cinemachine because I like it, but I want to just get rid of it and then just write a script. Camera. You can do that all in a script. Well, that's kind of. Need to move it. That's what it is. It's the camera. Where were we? We're down. Changed it to none, I think. None. And we were changing some of the settings in the X, Y, and Z. We were doing this, yes. -15. And screw everything up. Is now the abduction. I don't think this is gonna. Still gonna have the same problem. Let's see what that does. But I think it's a camera issue. Let's go down these rabbit holes, man. You start changing things and it breaks this. You gotta figure this out. That could work. But just think. I mean, this could work. I just think it'd be better if the camera flipped and, you get that. But if we're doing this, I don't know. I don't know. This might work. This might work. Oh, damn it. I forgot to see if the abduction still worked correctly. I think we need to bring it in a little tighter. Yeah, like that. Probably the Y would have to change a little. That works. Abduction mechanic looks great. I think we need to come up a little though. That. 7. Probably 7. Still perfect. Okay. Field of view is 110. Okay, 110 and 7 on the 7. Okay. We'll try this. I don't know if this is going to be final. I like it when it moves, so I don't know. We have follow. I think the dog has to go. All right. Come on, bub. You gotta go out. We'll be right back. I'll let the dog go. I go. Yes. All right. Come on, bub. Oh, interesting. So I think, I don't know if we're going to leave that. All right. So what else did they tell us to look at? It still wants. It didn't really rewrite the script. And I guess it kind of did. I mean, I guess this would work. The real problem is going to be when we actually get the character asset in the game. If we have him face forward, move that way, move that way, move that way. But I don't know if that makes sense in the 3D environment. Unless we change the camera. Back to the original, but then I don't know. It's a tough one. I guess we would have to wait till we get feedback from people when we test it. I mean, but I guess Vampire Survivors is like that. Which I actually bought and I have to play it. It's in my Tesla too. I'm gonna look up Yeah, because Vampire Survivors is more like this, and the world's really not like what we built here. Yeah. Super Nintendo, that's more Nintendo. Oh. No, no, no. Don't chew the floor, Bob. Okay, this does levels. Yeah, there's so much more. If I'm gonna follow that, there's so much more we need to do in this game. We can do power-ups. Man. And the way that camera, the view is the game is completely different. Stop. Huh. I like those mechanics. Which were, I don't know why they gave me chips. I never get chips, but they're so good. Um, we're doing more waves, but on that one, it's like how long you can survive for. So, with that being said, if we did that approach, we'd have to rewrite some stuff. If we did it more level instead of waves. I kind of like the waves. We could do that. We can see see how many waves you can survive. That makes more. That gives us more gameplay, I think. Which could tie into the level up and progression stuff. If we're gonna unlock abilities, unlock things, it could tie into that. Okay, you survived 2 waves. This is your experience, or this is your level up points. So that could be cool. We gotta start thinking about that now. Um, hmm. But yeah, I like that. I think that will work. I like that asset he's using. So this is the one that this video is using. We're just probably gonna use this stuff. But I do like those trees. Let's see what else this person has. Oh, that's it. What all comes in this pack? Ooh, that's so cool. I don't know if this would work for our game, but I mean, obviously we can change the colors. Cool though. I think that would work. All right. Feels like every day I work on this, we create new problems, and then we have to like figure out which way we're gonna move. I mean, we gotta really worry about the gameplay. And now looking at that Vampire Survivor, I mean, I knew what the game was. I've looked at it before. It's just I should have did that sooner because I like the leveling part. Like we need to bring the game into this, you know. Right now it's cool, yeah, just going around abducting things, but we need the why. Why is somebody gonna spend their time doing this? That's what we gotta start thinking about. I mean, the systems are pretty much in place. We just have to figure that stuff out. Okay. I'm just torn on this camera thing. Well, you stop, bud. Jeez. Just torn like how we want this camera. Should it be like a third person 3D world, or should we keep it like this? Like I said, now that I'm scoping down the game a little bit with the world, which makes more sense. Like if we're just gonna use this city right here for the playground, we're not, you know, this is just a backdrop. That's all it is. And then we're just gonna throw things around here as a backdrop and not build all this out. We just keep this kind of like a simple town square. Add some more buildings, add some houses out here. Just add a few things out around it, the perimeter, but then just keep things simple. You know, like keep it in this quadrant right here. I think that camera angle would work better. I think. So that's I think that's what we need to do. Because like just building this whole world out, it sounds cool. Yeah, it'd be really cool, but we need to keep it simple. It's a simple game, you know. I know the doubt's coming in. Let's just take a little break. We need a little break time. If I had drop D, I could play that because it's a drop D. That's Metallica. Isn't that Fade to Black? Something. Da-na-na, I hear it in my head. lost my chops. I got diminished arpeggio, which I don't know. Anywho, I just got a drone going. Pretty cool. You can do that. You can hit notes or hit chords and just let it drone on, and you can improvise and practice scales, chords over that. All right. Let's see. So yeah, thinking about all that stuff for the game now. I don't know. I don't know where we move to next. That's kind of an issue, and we can't really start anything big right now. Because like I said, I'm expecting hopefully a phone call. The wait list was insane. It was like a 4-hour wait list. You're supposed to call me back. Who knows when that's going to be? I think my sinuses or my allergies are starting to kick in today. Nose is starting to run. Normally it doesn't do, but yeah. Now thinking of that, and it's kind of like now we got to start working smart, because if we start adding new elements or new systems, it's gonna break what we already got, and then we got to figure out this player movement. Like I said, I think it will work. I don't know. Probably gonna have to revamp it. Yeah. I'm asking ChatGPT, since we initially did the player movement script with ChatGPT, it has more of that history. I just want to see what they say compared to what Gemini said. And if not, we'll just have to go research a simple player movement script. I just want to see what it says, because that's the thing. That's why I was using ChatGPT, is because I was working with the project so much. Yeah, they're doing it does it way different. We can try this, because this was set up initially for the isometric view, or whatever that's called, whatever Vampire Survivors is. Isometric, I think. Or initially, that's I think I was going. Which, this could be a good view as well.
Hi everyone, so welcome to this new Unity tutorial series where I'll be teaching you how to create a roguelike like Vampire Survivors.
I don't know. I mean,
So if you guys didn't know already, Vampire Survivors is a pretty popular 2D roguelike shoot 'em up game where you are the bullet.
we could go. We could stick with that, but the problem is it's more of a 2D. And then, like, that's the movements you would do. It's all front facing, sort of. Man, to really solve this, all we do is just do a first person view. Boom, we don't have to worry about creating our character. We could just create the hands, that's it. You know, create the body with the hands. We don't have to be very detailed, but no. I like this, but I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, just having it point at the guy, you know what I mean? Because now we can't move. See, it's just, it's like that. It's okay. This works. We definitely would have to change the player. Angle it pointing towards that way. We would change it. And then, you know, it'd be north. You'd be just moving across in a box, basically. It would work. I just think it would be cooler, you know, it faces behind. I don't know. Change the Doesn't matter. The actual camera. Can't even move it. All right. I want to try something. I know if I do this, it's going to break everything. Okay. Yep, this is going to be a thing. Hmm. Okay. Just want to see what it suggests here. Because we initially hooked it up with Cinemachine because we were going to do that view. Now that it's 360, here we go. We could reset it all up. Or we just do this. Yeah, code. I don't think we're going to do any of that.
It's 2 o'clock.
Okay. Well, this will let our guy jump. Don't think we're going to do jumping. See, this is... Ah, God. Kind of changing the whole thing of the game, man. I don't know. I just don't know. But I would like the camera to, we don't have to add the jumping. So I'm thinking we go with that. But then that's the thing, it doesn't really matter what the front of the character looks like. We're still gonna design it. We see everything from the back. But I like having the man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck here. How I wanna do this. Now, if we do something like this, 31. Uh, I want the camera back this way, facing that way. Hmm. Yeah, this is a difficult decision here. Like, which way do we go? This could work. I mean, this could work. It's just the movement. This is fine. But what I would like, I don't want to face this way. I want to turn the character. I don't remember how to do that. We want the mountains in the background. So that we'd be moving this way back and forth across the town. So we need to like position it different. Um, so we got it on world space. Vista. Oh, jeez. That's not gonna work. Okay. Don't want that. I think we just need to adjust it. We got this on. I don't remember what then. That. Can't adjust the. Not what we. Oh man. See if we do that. Basically everything we built in the world. Okay, get down, bud. Get down. Pretty much pointless. Unless we pull back really far. Which we could do. This actually might be better. Actually, I kind of like this. And then what we can do. We just need to change. This actually might be better. But then all this stuff we've done, you know. Let me see something. I gotta find which one does the up. Jeez, look at all those bullets. Whoa. Do it either. Well, I'm guessing it's probably one of these. See, like, then all the buildings are basically worthless at this point. But I like this camera. I like the view, though. We'll just have to rethink it. I don't like that. We just need to. We need the focal length. I think this might be it. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. I don't remember what we had. Uh-oh. So, I mean, this could work. I just would think we'd have to pull out maybe and tilt down a little. Yeah, like that. And I think that's what we did. See, then like the grass thing doesn't matter. Um, we need to find the. There it is. That didn't do anything. I think it's this. No, that didn't do anything either. Maybe we can't. No, it's this one. There we go. So if we do something like that, it just ruins everything that we built. I mean, it still works. I guess that does work. But this is what the game was intentionally going to be at the beginning. It was something like this. It's just now. I guess the buildings will be okay. It's just the ones down here. We're just shifted wrong. We need to shift this way. I don't know how to do that. But I think this is where it's going to be an issue. Yeah. Now, if we do this, what we're going to have to do is shift the character. And basically those buildings that were down here, we have to get rid of those and basically just make it like we're doing. I mean, make it in here. The game world will be the downtown. Just don't know. There's aspects of this I do like, though. You know, it makes it a lot better to control, a lot less that we have to worry about. Our effect still works with the mothership beam. I don't know. It's just now the world thing. How did we pull back? Oh, that was the... See what this does. I just want to see how the buildings look. Yeah, they're still doing that. Yeah. But this would make more sense. But then it breaks the mother beam things. I mean, it works. It's just like what I was going for. We would have to make, we'd have to make this higher, probably. See what that does. And we'd have to adjust the, what's that? One of the scripts we have to change. Oh, where was it? Remember, it was all the... Oh, it's in the actual prefab. So we'd have to change... Here it is, right? Duration, all that stuff. Oh man, we just got in a big pickle here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we kind of just broke everything. I don't remember what we had there. Okay, let's try something. I'll do this, but I thought. See how this camera works. I think we're just gonna have to deal away with Cinemachine and then just use it in script form. Now I need to rotate my guy. Okay, so we're doing that now. Okay, the camera's not following us. Not working. So we're gonna have to do it with scripts, I think. Imagine that, just like a locked camera view. That would actually be kind of cool. You'd have to pull out, like pull the camera out now. It's not even working now. We got rid of the top thing. All right. So we'd have to do that. Obviously, we have to adjust the size here. I want to see if it still does that camera thing. Yeah. So if we go with this, which is what I think we should do. We just need to figure out how that's going to work. I got to figure out the... To 15. Five. Camera distance. Got to go up to... Okay, then we did that. I think we did third person follow. Ugh, camera stuff. I found it. How did we tilt it? That's what I want to do. I want to tilt it a little too far back. It still does all that. But see, we fixed it when we had it that other view, and that's what I thought that was perfect. It's just, it's not going to work with what we got here. That's the problem. Because we built it with the third person camera. But where we had it, that that view, hmm. But yeah, that's the thing. Okay. Yeah, we'd have to do something like this. It didn't get my... I don't want my player to jump. Ready then. Yeah, it's just camp. See, I added more things here. Like, I don't want my player to jump, but could we do this? Hmm. Well, we could grab the old script here. And then what we're gonna need to do is adjust the cameras again. Let's get rid of that physical camera. I think that's what's a lot of this stuff. That window. There used to be like a thing here where I can Got it. I can't get rid of it? Oh man, now it won't let me change anything. Huh. Check on the dog here. Yeah, see now it's doing that. Well, we're back to our old player controller. Yeah, so okay. That's where we were. The problem is now we're in the wrong one. Okay, we were in the wrong one. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to adjust some of these. There we go. I think we're something like that. I think we were like -10. Nah, that's too close. Okay, -15. Dampening. We can't change that. I don't know, something screwy. We gotta figure that. I'll be right back. Take the dog out. Okay. We're back. All right. Well, I don't think we have enough time to get into this. I'll have to look on my old streams to see what we got. Let's see here. What the view looks like. We're mostly into code the other day. Yeah. Here. I have to go back a day or two. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it looks like we're a little... Yeah, we're a little warped. I think we were 15. All right, I think that's good. That's too far. I think 15 is fine. Okay, I think that's about what we were. Yeah, we were at like that. It's just... like offset a little bit. I mean, that's better than what we were doing. But like I said, I do like that camera up view like that because it eliminates a lot of problems we could run into, but I do like this too. Let's see if our settings up here are good with the abduction. But I don't know, that's the thing. We got to figure out which way we're going to go because that's going to determine a lot of things, and that's going to screw up a lot of things. If we go back that other way, if we could get it where the buildings are right, but this is, now we're back to the old thing that I can't stand. I hate the controls we had earlier was much better. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that still looks good. But we'll just have, if we stick with this view, we're just gonna have to rewrite the player controls. We'll have to find something that works. Yeah, so we'll keep that for now. We ended into a bigger mess with player movement than initially thought. I want to try something. Let's just experiment. Experiment and see what we uncover. 'Cause I think that's what's doing what we want, or what it's doing. And I know why we have that in the script, because we were gonna go from that view that we were just experimenting with. And that makes complete sense to keep the guy doing that. Yeah. That's what it is. Um, yeah, that's what it was. But, well, not really. But the controls are okay. We just do this really. So yeah, you have to, it's kind of like you hold W and hit D to go like the stripe that way, and then you come down. That's great. That's what I wanted to do. But I would like to have more of a control. So, okay, we might be able to roll with this. So it's that face forward thing. We still gotta fix those damn. What happened? All right, well, so we got that kind of fixed a little bit. So that's what it is. It's the face forward thing. That's what I thought it was. One of those, I think it got rid of movement. All right, so we're gonna have to play with this a little bit. But that did fix a lot of the camera issue. But if we go with that other view that we were looking at before, or we were just experimenting with, which I do like. I mean, I like both of these for different reasons. It's just, um, I don't know, man. Because the mothership beam would make more sense that way. I mean, it makes sense this way too, in this angle. It's just with this angle, there's a lot more things we got to think about with the character. Um, with the character. Right, um, yeah, it's just like when it's if the character models is what I'm thinking of, is our character will be mostly from the back, and we would kind of want them from the front, and that's why that thing would go really well with what we were doing from that other angle. I don't know. It's a decision I have to think about. I kind of want it. Man, I like both. Like I said, I like this one because what we're doing here. But if there's a way we can get that view to work with these buildings, we just have to probably scale them down. We could scale those buildings down for that view because it's a perspective thing. It won't really matter, you know. The hell now? We're getting an error wave spawner. All right, we're coming up 4 hours. Wow. I think we should just stop while we're here. We don't break it anymore. We kind of recovered. We got the view back. It's just there's a lot to think about here. Like I said, we got to start thinking about player progression, XP, all that stuff. Start working on that. But first, we got to nail down the camera control. Oh, hey, bud. Let's get down, bud. All right, I know you want some attention. I know. We'll go out and play. Go out and play. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. All right, buddy. Jesus. Come on, buddy. You can't do that. All right. All right, he's getting restless. He wants to go out and play. So, all right. We'll call it for today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock, 10:30. If I don't have any calls or anything, we'll do that then. Okay, get down, bud. Down. Alrighty. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.